Cool. Yeah, you can do the opening.
Welcome, guys. If this is your first time checking out this show, you are in for a treat. This is Big Mike Little Ant Show. And guys, this is our episode 24. So we've been doing this for a while. A lot of people may know me from gaming and stuff, but I've been telling people that this is truly the best show that I do. And because of this man right here, this guy right here is a gem. He's a jewel. You guys may know him from a lot of his work on the Josh Warren podcast, on Food for the Culture, on used to be a
Uh,
New You Radio, Poetic Charm. I got you, Mike. I got you covered from his sports stuff. Um, guys, but you are in for a treat. Mike and I decided let's do this episode and going forward live for the first time. Now, here's the thing, guys. We got to let you in on something. We have a flow and a format, okay? So we're going to do 3 questions each or 3 topics each. We used to do 4, but we said, okay, let's limit it a little bit so we can read you guys' comments, right? So Mike and I, we're going to do 3 topics. Now, the thing is, Mike has no clue what my topics are. I have no clue what Mike's topics are. So we're going to he read one, I'll read one, or vice versa. And we're going to discuss our topics. Guys, Mike and I, we don't always agree. So it's pretty good banter, but I feel like it's gonna be a really good show, and you guys will like it. And please share it. Please tell people about it. Also, like the video, comment on the video, and also subscribe to the channel. So, Mike, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, people? Hey, I'm in the building. I was quiet for a minute when we do the opening, but definitely want to thank you guys who are watching and everybody that Like he said, please send it out to them. Like and subscribe to the channel. Like he said, I got sports shows coming up as well. We also he didn't mention our movie reviews and spoiled discussions that you almost had it. You were this close or whatever. But they're on the channel too. We're doing a new one today right after this show for
Right.
the little things. Denzel Washington movie, which just came out last week. If you want to stick around for that, you can as well. So I just want to let you know that. But we're about to get right into this,
Yeah.
and let us know how you like the show. So I started last time, so why don't you start this time?
Okay,
Go ahead and
cool.
switch it up.
All right, so here we go. So guys, my first topic is gonna be something that I just wanted to cover and have us talk about because it's in the news, right? So pretty much I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if you got this on your list, but um the new president, right?
Uh huh.
So I wanted to discuss him coming in office, right? So he's been in office for I don't know what 2 weeks now, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty cool. I was listening. I was driving to work. I listened to a lot of news. And I was listening to the radio, and they were saying some of the stuff he was doing. Now, you and I have been talking a lot over the weeks and months about systemic racism and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And I thought what was key was he actually mentioned, or they mentioned that he's passing a bunch of bills and stuff to try to help with that. For instance, um, he was doing something with the private prisons. He want no more private prisons, so to stop people from being able to just, we'll get into it, but he wanted to stop private prisons. He's actually and you and I, which is awesome. We talked about all of this, and
Right.
now
Right.
it's like,
Right.
wow! Before we even knew this would be a thing,
Right.
he's jumping into the housing market. So he want to do something to stop, people saying, hey, oh, these houses aren't available, or make it harder for certain races to get houses. So
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool. And he said also he want to try to, as much as he can, do something to pretty much shatter systemic racism. So you and I talked long about this, and I thought, man, this is pretty cool. Some of the stuff he's trying to do, especially because it made me think like, wow, we was just talking about this. But before I do that, I think one thing that's important now that we're live, we got to remember we do have an audience. So if you don't mind, Mike, let me just jump into the audience. I want to say what's up to Mr. Josh Warren. He was the first in the building. I want to say what's going on in the Stadia Dad Games. Want to say what's up to Mikea, and want to say what's up to and read Josh's comment. He said Tony Stark Jr. with the $1 million introduction. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He said, get Big Mike to sing. I need my stimulus check. Yeah.
I'll sing just when you come play the piano for me. It got to be a
Oh,
team
okay.
effort, right?
Okay. Well, y'all guys got to throw me in there somewhere, right? So,
There we go.
But Mike, so thanks again for everybody tuning in. We got 7 people watching, and I believe it's going to get bigger, and I believe you guys are going to like what we're talking about. So, Mike, what are your thoughts on what you've heard so far that our new President Biden some of the things he put in place. Like, what do you feel about him? Period, just coming in. Like, whether you liked him or wanted him, but what he has done so far in this short period of time that you've
Well,
heard.
I want to, of course, I'm happy that he won. I think it's like, almost like this, like, sense of relief almost within the nation
Mm-hmm.
that, we got an actual president. First of all, he's an actual politician. So let's start from there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's not a guy who was on the TV and stuff like that, just a guy. So he does know a lot about policies and procedures and stuff like that already from 30, 40 years of service as an actual politician. So
Right.
that's already a win or whatever, no matter who would have won, right? To me. But when he came in, yeah, I think he changed like 10 or 11 bills or something right away. I think the stuff, of course, I think that he's the first
Mm-hmm.
one of the besides Obama, of course, but one of the first presidents, and maybe because of what happened last summer, especially, but to come in right away and tackle things dealing with racist topics,
Yeah,
like
that's
the housing aspects, the healthcare. He's bringing back Obamacare, the bills, a lot of stuff. He's tackling it right away. He realizes that's a divide within our country.
right.
So I love what he's doing so far. So good. I think he came in and hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? I think that he knew that the country was looking for a change after 4 years. Whether you liked or hated Trump or whatever you were, either way, he was very polarizing, and he
Right.
definitely caused a divide, right? Because you liked or hated him, stuff like that,
Right.
right? So he was almost like one of your wrestlers, right? You hear "Let's go Cena sucks," right? In the same chat. That was
Yes.
kind of like how Trump was. So I feel like that Biden is more likable. I feel like that and it's weird, right? It's almost kind of the Bush Obama effect. I feel like when Obama came in,
Mm-hmm.
Bush was so bad, right, for stuff that he did. It gave Obama a template. Like, I can fix this, and this because it's all messed up.
Right.
So I don't have to come in like with a blank canvas. I can just fix what's messed up, and it's good. Biden kind of the same way. Trump uh, did a lot of wrong things, and not to mention those last 2 months, he was so fixated on or I guess really last 4 or 5 months on the election, and then thinking it was rigged. He did nothing. I heard he sat in his
Mm-hmm.
office every day and just was like, how do we turn the election around?
Right. But
As the country's still floundering.
let me
So
ask you this, because I
yeah.
don't want to down the man too much, and I know people say, "Oh, answer the Republican cowboy or whatever," which I'm not. I don't have any affiliation either side, but I give credit where credit is due. So what do you think? Do you think some of the numbers that he did that was up will Biden um, keep those numbers up, like unemployment, or like how he was big into the stocks and stuff, and how the percentages was going up with Trump in office on the business side of things? Do you think, because Democrats and Republicans are so different, do you think he's actually gonna so it's hard because I feel like it's a team, right? It's like, hey, we're versus you. So if you did something great here, either I'm gonna take that and run with it and then put my name on it, or I'm gonna try to change it. Like when Trump came in, he wanted to get rid of Obamacare, right? Like he wanted
Right.
so what I wonder is, or do you think Biden will try to X out anything Trump was doing, or will he say, you know what, the stuff he did that was good for the country, even though it was a Republican thing, let me just maybe intertwine and try to keep it going? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't think he'll try to right away, like
Right.
get rid of everything he did. If there was some good, I think Biden's smart enough to keep it. Again, he's a politician.
Right.
He's been around long enough to know, like, this bill. Let's say if Trump passed a bill that was good for the country, I think he'll keep it. I don't think it's just like, y'all don't like you, so whatever you did, I want nothing to do with that. I think, but certain things, especially the ones that were divisive
Right.
for the country, I think he'll try to get rid of and
Yeah.
help people who needed help, I guess. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on what he did so far? So,
So when I was driving and listening to the radio, it hit me harder because you and I were talking about it, and you was like, we had a conversation about systemic racism, guys. You gotta check out our episodes. This is the 24th episodes. We talk about stuff that's pretty deep. Most of you guys know me from gaming, and I'm silly and I'm funny and I'm starting my gaming beef. But I've been said that this show, we talk about relationships. That you're on this show, you're gonna get the most transparent versions of us because we feel what makes a good show is to be transparent and actually, like, we'll go into topics about our relationships and you might hear some stuff like what, but we want to be transparent. But I think when I heard on the radio, they were talking about the housing and like, this is all stuff you said. I was like, wow,
Right.
Mike literally was saying, this country is crazy because they make it harder for, I'll just say it, minority, with
Yes.
prisons, with house. You said everything. And when I listened to the
Yeah.
radio, I was like, whoa, they just went down the list of all these things Mike said on the show. So for me, instantly, I was like, man, that's pretty cool, because if a friend of mine's who's, called you an average Joe, you're not a politician, you're a civilian, right?
Right.
A
Right. Right. Right.
citizen. If something that you felt you was privy to that bothered you with society, and he's already tackling that, I thought that was pretty big. I mean, time will tell. It is early, but I'm giving him the thumbs up right now, because again, one of my biggest things, and I like a showman, so I thought, I gave Trump credit because he's able to get the eyes on him, but he was getting bad eyes on him. My biggest thing with Trump was, um, um, what would bigger than, I mean, the racist stuff is kind of bad, but bigger than that was, how do we handle abroad, right? So the way he is, we might go down World War III, right? So I've always said, and even when I wanted Hillary to win, and people was like, what? Because I personally feel that, listen, it's another day in the office. Let that person do what they're meant to do. That person's, everybody gave her credit when Bill Clinton was having good numbers, right? They said, oh, it's really Hillary behind the scenes. So for me, I just felt like, listen, I know people say drain the swamp, politicians are crooked, but I personally want somebody in office to know what they're doing. If you will call them bad if you want, but I want them to be able to know what they're doing. But one thing I'll say, guys, is you can, people in the comment talking to you guys, you could ask Mike and I questions directly. You could say, hey, Ant, or hey, Mike, because it's, we're gonna have topics, and you might be on my side, you might be on his side, but we want to read your comments. We want feedback. So as you're watching the show, just don't think you're watching. We want you to guys be a part of it. That's why we decided to do 3 questions and not our normal 4, because we wanted to leave some room for the audience. So if you guys hear
Yeah.
anything, write, comment, and we'll
Yeah, and
try to
also
get
you can
to it.
answer the question: how do you
Yep.
feel about Biden's first 20 days in office and what he's done so far? So,
Yeah.
please answer the question in the comments, and we'll read the comments if whatever you got, stuff like that. But
Right.
go ahead. You about to read 'em.
Yeah. So let me see so far. If anybody have anything to say, we got some thumbs up. We got some finger pointings up. Some fingers pointing down.
Shouts out to Ray who joined the chat.
Yeah, Ray is my arch nemesis. I'm not even gonna get into it today with Ray, because we always got mama jokes and all that. But I'm gonna leave his mom alone because she's still at my house right now. But um he said, I totally agree with Big Mike. No, he's agreeing with you. He just did that on purpose. But no, but and Spectre, that's my guy right there. He came up with the Stadia Bash community, and he said, good morning, y'all. And so yeah. So yeah, man, I mean, I'm on board with you. I mean, I'm all I have, again, I probably haven't looked into it as deep as you, because I was just listening to the radio and I heard all that, and I was like, wow, that was a great snippet to hear. But so far for me, it's positive, right? But I'll be paying attention. I'm a give credit where credit is due guy, and I'm also a realist. So if you're kind of doing something that I think is kind of messed up, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, I agree with this, but I don't agree with that. That's my whole thing. I don't like fanboys, people that just like, oh, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat and my party could do no wrong. Me, I'm in the middle. I ain't neither one of them. So I'm gonna be like, I mean, that was good, but I don't agree with that. And somebody else might agree with it, and that's on them. So
Okay, bro. You know what's amazing, bro, about us? And shouts out to us. We're always on the same page, man. That's why we're an incredible team. We're going to
yeah,
build our
man.
channel up, man. Um, I mean, we disagree on some topics, but we're always
Right.
on the same page for our show, man.
Yep.
And the crazy part is that one of my topics, which would have been my 3rd topic, but I'm making this topic because it follows your topic,
Okay.
right? So amazing. So you were asking me about, Biden coming into office and what he's done so far. How do I feel about that? My question was, and I'll read it verbatim.
Okay.
What would you say would make Biden's 4-year term a success in your opinion?
Wow.
I know, right? It just follows your topic. It's so good.
Well, I know he passed some laws, but this is just the beginning, right? So
Right.
I think for him to get success is to literally tackle those tough subjects, right? So I want to see, um, you know, I'm a little mean with the prison thing. Again, I kind of feel like due to crime, due to time. So I feel like you and me, and guys, you got to watch these. We've gotten to a good debate where I felt like, listen, you were saying how they was giving harsh sentences for crimes that was small, and I was kind of like, yeah, but maybe that might make people stop. But that's not what this is about. So, but what I will say is, I agree that there's prison that's making money off of incarcerating
That's the
people.
issue, right?
Yes,
That's the issue,
yes.
right? Right, right,
So I think that that has to. So here's the thing: America is the land of capitalism. Let's just be clear, right?
right,
The person who's making money off the prison wants to make money off the prison, right? So
right.
whether they're going to have innocent people in there, they're going to keep people
Correct,
in there longer
correct,
that should have
correct.
been gotten out. So that's the reality of it, is regardless
Right,
if you did something wrong, our country was built on, hey, you did the crime, you do the time, but then you get out, right? But then we
right,
have capitalists that's saying, you do the crime, we're going to keep you here longer because we're getting money. You
right.
know, you may not have did the crime, but we're not going to fully investigate it so we could keep a body in here, period, a able
It's
body.
legal. It's legal slavery, basically. What it
Right.
is. Once again, all of
So
it.
I would love to see in his 4 terms, I'm not gonna say he's gonna X out everything, but I would love to see him tackle that. I would love to see there's a sense of unity as far as racism, meaning you and I, we had a really good conversation debate. Pretty much, black people or minorities have a harder time achieving at great heights, right? I would love to see, I don't know how much he could do in 4 years, but I would love to see in 4 years the general perception, right? Because when we look at life, it's what do you perceive? If I feel I can't go out and get the same job as you, that's my perception. But how did I get that perception? Is from what I feel the world is displaying. So I would love to see him change and start to fix the general perception from minorities, where we feel like, man, we could do more of the same things as everybody else. And as a whole, I would love to see I would love to see Wall Street still striving. I would love to see businesses is booming. I would love to see the unemployment rate stays down. So that's the stuff I would like to see. But overall, I would like to see more of unity. Like, I would like to see when he speak and the things he do in action, not just his words, is benefiting the country as a whole and not segments, not the Democrats, not just segments, but as a whole. And I don't know if that's possible, because I know parties are parties, but I would love to see that in 4 years. Get general perception among both parties is, you know what, he did the best he could for the country.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering. It's so funny how it follows your question.
I know, that's cool.
But yeah, yeah, with the prison thing, definitely. And whoever started, allowing private prisons didn't have foresight. Because obviously, like you said, if you let me make money, then I'm gonna want more time for the people. Like it's
Right.
not, it's not smart or whatever like that. Um, and I agree with all that, and that's stuff I would agree with. But
Hmm.
one thing you skipped over,
Hmm.
which is the biggest thing in our country right now, is the coronavirus and COVID.
Uh, well, I
And
did. Well, he did. So it was really cool. I did definitely skip that, but I did hear he said that what was really cool. He said that's his number one priority. So I did skip
right,
that, but that is what he literally said. That's on the top of his list, which is cool. But go ahead.
correct. So, in my opinion, what will make his 4 years a success?
Hmm.
The first thing is, in 4 years from now, we're not living like we are today
Right.
within this COVID. I mean, I think there will be a new normal, but again, 4 years from now, you talk about the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate is high right now because
Right.
it's skyrocketed because of
Right.
COVID.
Because of COVID.
So in order to get it back down, we got to get rid of the COVID, or at least vaccine, or whatever we got to do. I don't know what it
Right.
is, but
Right.
but I think, like you said, since that's at his forefront, that'll be because I think that opens up everything, right?
Everything.
Because once that's open, now you can have more unity, because you have more concerts again, right, or shows or movies or whatever you
Hmm.
can do and stuff like that. Unemployment, like we talked about before, just so many different things. So that's number one. To me, that'll make it a success for him, and I think everything you talked about. I don't want to have to reiterate it, but just
Yeah.
kind of letting minorities feel like they do have a better voice, as well as better opportunities to get in higher positions, not just get a job, but actually have a higher position where you have a say in certain aspects and stuff like that. But I think the first, like I said, main thing for me, successful wise, like the great thing about him is like it's like a gift and a curse, right? Like he actually is the president who inherited a pandemic, right?
Right.
So, and he inherited this crazy unemployment rate and the country at a crazy place with the racism after
Yeah.
last summer, stuff like that. So it's a gift and a curse. It's a curse because you inherited it, but if you can solve it or fix it,
Yeah.
you had an amazing run, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So I think that for him, that'll make it a because some presidents come in, you know, and I want to go all of them, but it's just like a transition. Like the country, all right, we just got a new president. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody had to do nothing. So
Business
if
as
you look at
usual.
right, business as usual. So if you look at some of the presidents, like they go over it, like you know who had a big success. Some were just like, well, he was president for 4 years, nothing really happened, and
Right.
whatever. But Biden has stuff to do, so it can make his
Yeah.
run even more successful. I feel like so.
Yeah.
But that was my second question.
All right,
You
cool.
got
Let's get into these comments.
yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. All right, so
Josh with the Warriors, I think, was the first one.
yeah, Warner's our new CEOs. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's true. I
Right.
mean, think about it. I mean, they own, they run the prison. They're at the head, you know. And again, they're gonna make money. You know, people live bodies is profitable for a prison.
Right.
You know.
It's almost going against your do the crime, do the time because they're not being fair with the time and the crime.
Correct.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Whatever. So.
Mikea just said facts, Big Mike. Legal slavery. And Ray said Anthony Biden is on the right path, but he has a huge challenge with COVID-19. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Ray also said GOP watch and enable a president lie while people were dying. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
That's
That's
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Spectre said Biden so far has the highest approval rating in his first 100 days. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. So you want me going to my next one?
Yeah, you're next.
Man,
Yeah, back and
bro,
forth.
we are moving. This might be too. We might just have to do 4.
I'm fine with that.
Flowing.
Yeah.
So I want to throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into this whole unity, peaceful thing, Mike. So I want to bring up something that you and I was disagreeing with yesterday, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna save that for the show.
Okay.
So do you remember what we was disagreeing with yesterday, and we went back and forth for a bit, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be quiet and stop writing you back.
I stopped too. Whatever. But
we both did. Yeah, we both did.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
WandaVision.
Yes.
Yeah.
So guys,
set it up. Yeah.
We're no spoilers, but we was talking about WandaVision, and for me, I felt that the old back in the day 50s, 60s, 70s, the theme of the show, I didn't like, right? But then, so I didn't like the first 3 episodes, but then the like 2, because it's 5 episodes, the last 2, I was like, bravo. However, I said the first 3 episodes was lame. Now, Mike said, how you can't have both. How can it be lame, but the setup was really good? So what I wanted to say, and I don't see how your thought process. You listen again. Like I reiterate. I said it in the thing, but to let people know. So I'm one of those people where I remember Avengers: Infinity War came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was so mad because the Hope pretty much wasn't in the movie, right?
We know.
And people, yep, but people listening probably hearing it for the first time.
Okay.
And so
all right.
people were like, "But don't worry, it's setting up the next movie. You know he's gonna have an amazing scene, and it's gonna be the Hulk scene you want." I said, "But I can't give this movie credit for something it hasn't done yet. And even if the setup might make the next movie better, which it didn't because Hulk wasn't in that either. But anyway, but the setup might make this movie better, but it didn't do it for that movie. So I always go to this. People say, "Oh, I can't rate, let's say, a Western, and I can't rate a love movie," right? I'm just making it, you know. And I always say, like, listen, if you had a 2-hour plane ride and they said you could only pick one movie, that's what it comes down to. Which one you figure would be more entertaining, whatever reason, which movie would you choose? Now, my thing is this. Why can't WandaVision first 3 episodes be lame, but the setup was still pretty good? At the end of the day, Mike, it was lame for me. Now, I even said you might think it was good. You was like, what? If the setup was good, it can't be lame. No, those 3 episodes was lame, in my opinion. But the setup, what it did, and I feel like I love underdogs, so I love the movie or the character that you think like you don't like, right? Like I didn't like those 3 episodes, but then I was like, man, bravo. Same thing with Mandalorian. Well, that was different because it wasn't like a setup; it just got better for me, my opinion. But this was a setup, so the setup ended up being so good, which again we won't spoil it. But my thing is, how can it's still lame, bro. Those 3 episodes was lame. I don't care how good the next 2 episodes was, but those 3 episodes was lame.
Okay, and I want to say I'm not going to give any spoilers to WandaVision, but
Right,
it is
right.
actually a really good show on Disney Plus right now,
Yes.
which we were talking about yesterday. So just to give a little background, me and Anthony, as I said, we review movies and TV
Yes.
shows on our channel all the time, stuff like that. So we're both highly into entertainment, movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So I spend a little more time than he does as far as like getting background
Right.
information, research, blah, 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 this and that. But we're both into it together. So my whole thing was it's kind of like so I look at this like a movie, right?
Mhm.
Almost. It's just like a really long movie, these episodes. So it's almost like if you're watching a movie and you come out and say, how was the movie? Right.
Right.
And you might say the first half hour was a little bit slow, but I get what they were doing. They were setting up the rest of the movie or whatever like that. And then you rate the movie as a whole.
Right.
Most people don't come out and say, man, the first hour was lame, but the rest of it was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if it was setting something up
Right.
that was happening earlier. Now, if it was just, I guess it's two things. It's either lame, like okay, like I don't know.
I got a movie. I got a movie.
I'm about to think of a TV. Go ahead, go ahead,
No,
go ahead.
so perfect example. One of my favorite movies, but the first hour was so lame. No, sorry, the last hour was so lame.
That's different, but yeah, go ahead.
Hancock. Hancock, man, the first hour was
Well,
hilarious. It was really
well,
good. And
okay,
then when the switch came and the twist, it was
yeah.
like, bro, are you serious? So I
I give you
like,
that, but people don't like anticlimactic, so the ending's got to be good. So I understand what you're saying
right,
there.
right,
However, but for TV shows, I remember I told you about Breaking Bad. I almost checked out right
right.
in the
Me
first
too.
season and whatnot. Yeah, so the first couple episodes I felt like really dragged and they were slow, and I feel like a switch happened. I didn't feel like it was lots of Easter eggs to set up stuff with Breaking
Well,
Bad.
it was a brand new, so that's hard because it was a brand new show, so it was nothing. So the Marvel thing is unfair because Marvel, this is literally connecting to one of the biggest or movie series ever. So for you, like you said, you told me, hey, if you watch this video with the Easter eggs, you'll like it even more. I'm pretty sure I would, but again, I'm watching so I feel like what you're because we're so different, because you're so deep in the background and the writers and the composers and all that stuff. And I always said this to you and Josh. I said, you guys may like a movie more for the stuff that didn't even happen in the movie. For me, I'm gonna sit in a chair and watch a TV show or a movie, and I'm either gonna like it for what I see or not. You literally said, hey, if you watch this video with the Easter eggs, you'll like it more. And I'm like, that's I don't like that because I feel like
But you know what though? I realized something
mm,
like as I'm watching this show or whatever, and beforehand, I feel like the MCU, they make their stuff for these guys, right? The
right.
people who go deeper and stuff
No, I
like
feel
that.
like
Because
they
they
make
could
it
just
for both. I feel like they make it for both because they did what Transformers did. When Transformers came out, there's people that didn't care about Transformers, but they started to add that comedy, the comedic, like everybody could watch a Transformers movie because it's just action and entertainment and funny and laughing, and that's what the Marvel movies are. You could watch a Marvel movie like me. I could care less about the Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's funny as hell. I'll watch it again today. It's not my favorite one. I didn't know any of the characters. I didn't know any Easter eggs. A couple things I knew, but it was good. I think that's what Marvel. So Marvel make movies for the novice who knows nothing and the people who are gonna pick up on these Easter eggs. They make it for both.
yeah, I mean, they definitely want to get novices, but they can also just put stuff out there. They put so many small details, almost like because they know there's going to be 100,000 YouTube videos following their
Right.
shows and following their movies with all
Yep.
this stuff that people go deep into. So I feel like, to your point, though, I'm going to say, I feel like the people who are novices,
Right.
they don't expect them to like it as much as the people who are not
True.
novices because
Yep.
they're not picking up
Yep.
on all the other little things or going deeper and stuff like that. There's a scene, right? and I don't want to. I'm not gonna spoil a lot of the show, whatever like
Okay.
that. But I'm gonna tell you one scene. There's a scene where the Jimmy Woo character, the Asian FBI agent, when he first meets Monica Rambeau, and he pulls out his business card, and it's like a magic trick or whatever, right? And he pulls it out, boom, and that's from when he learned the trick from Scott Lang and Ant-Man 4 years ago in that
Okay.
movie or whatever, right? And that's so small and so subtle and
Right.
whatnot. But if you notice it, it's like, oh wow, they brought it back or whatever. But if you
Right.
don't, no, we brought a business card, stuff like that. So I think it's a lot of these small. So I mean, we don't have to go too deep into this,
Yeah,
but
definitely. Yeah.
I just felt like that as a movie person for me, if the setup has payoff, I can't call the episode lame because it paid off so well. Kind of like The Witcher too for me. Same thing, or whatever like that.
Right.
In the beginning, I was like, and Josh was, I watched the video, I said, what the hell am I watching here? Whatever, like that and stuff. But it paid off so well.
Now,
You've never heard me say like
yeah.
about The Witcher. Like we always tell Chloe, yo, watch The Witcher, it's dope.
Yeah.
But
Now,
you never heard me say the first episodes were lame
now,
or whatever.
it's so cool because we're different in that aspect. Because I literally said, I don't know, Chloe, man. And me and my wife, we still both are like, man, The Witcher was good, but it just it fell short on a lot of levels. But a lot of people, again, like you like it a lot. I'm like, I can't wait for the next season, and hopefully it's better for me, you know. But again, I'm more at face value. If I watch one episode, I'm saying that episode was good. Oh, the next episode got better, or the next episode got worse. And then eventually, oh man, this like me and Mandalorian. First 6 episodes, I liked episode 4. The first 6 episodes, I was like, bro, if it didn't have Star Wars name on it, it'd just been whatever. But then the episode 7 and 8 and episode 1 of season 2, I was like, yo, I'm invested. Once episode 7, I watched episode 7 to 8 back to back. But I still feel like the first beginning of the show was kind of But you would be like, oh, it got so good, the whole season was good. Whereas me, I'm like, no.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between you and I. You are
Right.
very face value. You're like in your face. Even before this stuff came out, right? You were like, nah, I'm looking forward
I
to Falcon and
was.
Winter
Yeah.
Soldier
We was
because of the action. And I was like, yo, this is like the best show or whatever like that. And then
right.
it came out and I was like,
Yeah,
but now I see why people were saying it's going to be the best show or whatever like
right.
that because it's just again, it's a lot going on and
It's a
stuff
lot.
like
You
that.
guys gotta watch it if you haven't watched
I
it.
feel like Falcon and Winter Soldier would be your standard action.
right, business as usual.
Right, correct,
Right.
stuff like that. Which you might like better, like you said, or something like that.
Because it's just gonna give me what I like. Hey,
Right.
there you go. Yeah, but I will say this though. The again, like I said, when they did the setup, because I like underdog. I like something that I don't think I'm gonna like, right? So I like the fact that I was like, yo, those 3 episodes was lame, and then you got me like, okay, that's what's up. You know, still lame, but the payoff was really good.
Yeah, and I told you, I said, you know, and by the way, and this is breaking news for us. We're gonna do, and I'm letting you know too, we're gonna do WandaVision full season review when the season is over or whatever like that. So that's what we can do and whatnot. Just the whole thing 1 through 9, and we'll
Now,
review it as a whole and stuff like
let's
that.
do this too, guys. We got to explain to you our review format too. Now, we do spoiler-free reviews, but we have something we call a spoiler discussion, right?
Right.
So you guys will get to know if we're doing a spoiler discussion, that's your room to exit. And what's really cool is, and you can find on this channel, we just did Outside the Wire, and we gave you both. We did the first 5 or 6 minutes was a spoiler-free review, so you could watch both. But after that, we said, hey, this is your time to get out of here. So yeah, definitely, Mike. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I love our chemistry. I love that you go deeper than me. I'm an entertainment guy, what face value, but even when you guys watch Outside the Wire, you started off by the director and the actors' real names, and that stuff I don't grab, you know. So
Right.
so it's definitely a great chemistry we got.
Yeah,
But
and I was gonna say one more thing about this before I go.
yep.
So it's the setup for me, which is good, but it's also the, like I said, connecting stuff we already saw, like Jimmy Woo from
Yes,
Ant-Man,
that is true.
like the Monica Rambeau as a child back in Captain Marvel, right, and stuff like that. And you see stuff from there, which I ain't gonna get into. But
Well, can
I
you
like
send me the video you watch? Because do you if you got a good one to watch?
I'll send you the one just for episode 5. This last one you just watched. So you'll see, you know, so many spoilers,
yeah,
stuff like that. Or
yeah,
whatever,
definitely want to check that out.
and things like that. It's only about 15-20 minutes or whatever, but
Okay.
it's good. So
let's see. Let's see.
I'm up, right? So
yeah. I just want to see what the comments was going on.
go ahead.
Ray said, "Damn, Mike, don't make me, please. Oh Lord, agree with Anthony." Just saying. And E Smack, he said,
That's my
great
brother
point, man.
Eric. Shouts out. Yeah.
Listen, that's two people just said great points, but I'm just saying. It's not like we taking numbers here, you know.
It's a great point. I mean, you're right. We all make good points sometimes. I will say, please watch the whole
Yeah,
okay. So now that you've seen it, would you tell somebody though, like, don't watch those first two
no,
episodes? Just start
because
from
the setup was so good. It
okay.
was so good. Yeah, I would say, listen, it's just like Game of Thrones. Years and years ago, I tried to watch it with my ex-wife, and we got through half. She started falling asleep on the first episode. She wasn't interested. I said, whatever. Years later, I watched it 6 years later, 7 years later, 6.5 years later, and I was like,
Right.
so it's definitely you. Sometimes you got to get through. Even Breaking Bad.
Yep.
I'll say this: the first season of Breaking Bad was kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
like
I know.
I
And I
never.
warned you about that though. I
You
remember
did.
that.
I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
seen something where somebody said, if you get through the first season, I'm like, get through the first season. But when I heard on the radio, reason why I wanted to see it, they said it was rated the all-time best show. I was like, all right, hold up. I like shows. I gotta watch it just because of that. But I was a little standoffish watching it. Like, okay, people said the first season, I got to get through it. But yeah, but definitely, WandaVision. If you're a Marvel fan, if you watch any of these Marvel, the movies, you owe it. You have to. You have to. I mean, the greatest thing Disney did is say, listen, these shows are going to connect um with the movies. And as I was watching it, at first I'm like, I'm waiting for it to connect, and boy, does it connect. So yeah,
Yeah, it does. It does. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about it now, but at the end of it, we'll do
hmm
a whole review and
yep,
full discussion of the entire series, and we'll really get into the nitty gritty of all of it. So,
definitely.
on to the next topic and whatnot. And this is something that actually came out a few weeks ago, but I'm
hmm
hearing it's becoming more prevalent in other countries too. I didn't even realize that, but I know for a fact that the NBA, the
Okay.
basketball league, Miami Heat, one of the teams, and I hear they're using it in other countries too, like airports and things like that. They're using now coronavirus sniffing dogs or whatever, right?
That's the thing.
Yeah, true. It's real true. It's facts
Okay.
or whatever. So where they have dogs, right, that'll sniff you, and apparently, because dogs can have a million different
Yeah.
senses they can sense
Yeah. Yeah.
or whatever, and they're supposed to be able to tell if you have the virus or not. And if you're in line to go into the game or going to the airport, they'd be like, "Nah, you got to go," or whatever, like that, and stuff like that. If the dog, I guess, said you got it or whatever, like that. And I thought that's like so interesting because not only are you ready to go in this game or on this trip or
Right.
in this concert, and now you got to go home, but now you're like, oh shit, do I have coronavirus? Like,
Right. Then the person in front of you or in back of you, you're like,
right,
whoa, you just pull him out the line.
right. So, what are your thoughts on that? Stuff like that.
That's crazy. You know what's cool is I had a topic that I wanted to bring up because it was really weird, but I was like, you know what? I don't have enough space, but now we're moving so fast. Because you brought this up, I got to go into this topic because it's a
Okay.
weird one. But yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely strange. But dogs, yeah, I mean, like you said, they have the senses is way stronger than the humans. But I think that's so weird because I would almost feel like people would be like I never heard of that, right? Like you hear a drug sniffing dogs because you give them the scent,
Mhm.
or find a missing person. Hey, smell this and find that scent, right? But I almost feel like I would be kind of mad if you pulled me out the line and say your dog sniffed me that I got COVID. I'd be like, really? I'd be ready to sue somebody. Like, I better have COVID because this sounds dumb. But it makes a lot of sense if we figured out that a dog can do that. So that's pretty genius. I mean, listen, the war against COVID, which it is pretty much now, we need all the tools, right? We need this vaccine, whether you're going to take it or not, but we need, whether it's a placebo kind of sort of, people feel more confident or whatever. But whatever it is, we need more things against the war on COVID. So if not a drug sniffing dog, but if a disease sniffing dog, I can't believe I just said that, but it sounds like a movie, but if a disease sniffing dog could help, I mean, maybe this stops this guy from going, like, for instance, the movies. They always say, keep your mask on unless you're not eating, right? So let's say you're in the line and you keep your mask on, right? You'll keep your mask on. But when this guy or whoever get in and sit down, I don't know how much space, obviously they should be doing distances, but when you get comfortable and you're eating, you're going to pull the mask off, and maybe this disease sniffing dog stopped you from making it to your seat, and infecting some people. So I think it's a win. It's weird.
Yeah, I would kind of be mad if I got myself together to go to this game or
Hmm.
concert or whatever. Let's just say game, because I know they're doing for a fact. I mean, and I'm on the line. Yeah, I'm about to see my team play. They're like, yeah, you got to go, stuff like that. And I done took off work. I done got my ticket and stuff like. I'm gonna need a refund. I mean, I don't know if they get refunds or not, but I'm gonna need a refund
Yeah.
at that point.
Well, I
Yep.
mean, but it's not. It's the same thing as you go to a restaurant and they check your temperature, put the thing on your forehead, and say you got COVID. Guess what?
Yeah,
You
but
ain't
I didn't
coming
buy
in.
my food yet. I already got
Right.
my ticket for the games.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, right, right. Well, what if you? Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, because I mean, I wonder if there's scenarios of that, but yeah, that but it's kind of the same thing. If you was to prepay for something and then they scan your temperature and you got a fever and they say you can't come in,
But I never thought about what you just said. Like, what if it was wrong? I would definitely feel like,
yeah,
well, yeah, I didn't think about that aspect. Definitely feel like I wanted to sue or
something.
something. Yeah, especially if I was like had to miss a flight or something like that because of it. I think that would kind of suck. But I agree with you. The war, we need everything on. I thought that was kind of a
Hmm.
weird story I wanted to throw in here, but I do agree with the that we need everything on. I think that's part of, like I said, Biden's his success rate. So what do you got?
So I'm gonna read a really, really strange story to you. Let's see. Let me just see. Okay.
Oh Lord, let's go.
Yeah, I was looking in the thing. Yeah, you remember before I brought up a really, really strange story. I'm just seeing who was writing the thing. Um,
I was
uh,
writing back to a couple of them.
I'm
So.
looking at you trying to sway the audience, but bro, this is weird. I heard this on the radio the other day, and I'm like, what? So it what's cool is you mentioned another country and stuff like that when you're talking about the dogs and stuff. What
Hmm.
doing? Did you know in Japan? Okay, they
Huh?
have funeral strippers. It's funny. I see you look up like what?
Wait, what? Go
So in Japan,
ahead, I'm
apparently,
listening.
funerals have very low turnouts. A lot of people don't like to go to funerals, so they have funeral strippers. They hire strippers at a funeral to get more people to show up for a person's funeral.
That's hilarious. I mean, not
Bro,
hilarious, but
no,
that's
I was
yeah.
like, is this a real thing? I never heard this before in my life, but yeah,
Um, I mean, wait.
right,
So the
right,
people don't want to go, don't want to go to the funerals. I'm
correct.
not like,
Right. It's just people like they said funerals have really poor turnouts. People just don't go to funerals. So to entice people to show up to a funeral, they do funeral strippers.
but why do they need more people there? Like, I'm so confused by that. Whatnot. Like, it's crazy. And are they like random people or like the people's family and friends?
Well,
Like, what the hell? That's crazy or
yeah,
whatever.
that's
Like,
crazy. So they didn't say all that.
I
I'm
know.
just gonna assume, yeah, I mean that would be kind of crazy. Like,
I
hey,
mean,
we
do they
just
have like flyers? Like,
yeah,
yo, John Smith funeral at 5. We're gonna have Lacey and Lollipop
right, right. Oh, trust me, Skylar is coming down today, baby.
right. Like, what? That's ridiculous. I think this is a weird story. But
Yeah, it was crazy because once you kind of mentioned what you mentioned, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to bring this up because this was so strange.
all right. Why don't you bring up your next one since that was kind of weird. Whatever.
I mean, it still was a topic, man.
Okay. All right. I'll go to the next one then.
Bashing my top. All right. Let me just go. You want me to? Well, no.
Yeah.
You know what? We could still do our three, right? Well, no.
Yeah.
How many did I do already?
Wait,
No, I
if
did
you
two.
catch a funeral strippers,
Yeah, that would be my second one, right?
yeah.
Because no, that's
I
my
want to hear.
third one. That's my
I
third
want
one.
to. Was that what about Bevy Bev's topic? Does she have
No, I
anything?
know. Yeah, she had one, so I would want to read hers too. So you want me to just go to hers since the funeral thing?
Yeah.
All
Give
right.
me Bevy Bev. Shouts out to Bevy Bev.
All right, guys. I work with a person by the name of Beverly. She is super awesome. And what I started doing a couple episodes ago is I would tell her about our show, and she would say like, "Oh, one day I was like, man, I need another topic. I'm short of a topic." She was like, "I'll give you one." So she gave me a topic, and so I said, "Hey, listen, I'll if you give me a topic, and I'll throw your topic out here." So the cool thing is I haven't read this either, so I had no clue. Right. So for the first time I'm reading. Bevy Bev's topic is okay, let's see. If you woke up tomorrow in the world of a video game, which game would you want it to be and why?
That's an amazing topic, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well,
Yo, and please, all the gamers on here, please answer this question too. So
yeah,
read it again, just so we can have it.
definitely.
All
So,
right.
guys, again, for everybody tuning in, you guys could answer these questions as well, right? And we want feedback as well. You could ask me a personal question, you could ask Mike a personal question, but you could answer the questions. So this is the Bevy Bev question. She said, if you woke up tomorrow in a world of a video game, which game would you want it to be and why? Damn, that's good, man.
No, you just thought of that question. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
right? Like, come on.
You want to answer? I'll take it because
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah,
I'll
because you're a
answer after.
gamer, so you're gonna need more time. I feel like.
Yeah.
So for me,
You want to be Sonic the Hedgehog?
no.
All right.
um, what world would it be and why? That actually pretty cool. I mean, you got Zelda, you got
Right.
Final Fantasy, you got Mario. There's so many worlds and stuff like that.
If you get
But
Grand Theft Auto, it'd just be regular life.
right. GTA, like you said. Um, I I think I would go. I think I would go with Mario actually, stuff like that. So I think because I know how to navigate that world more than any
Okay.
of them and stuff like that. I get a princess at the end of the day. I got a best friend, you know what I mean, Luigi, stuff like that. So I think I would go with Mario. I got mushrooms and stuff like that. I can eat. And no, but I just feel like all the different boards and levels, especially in the early games, I'll be able to
Mhm.
navigate. I get coins and stuff like that, and I feel like that. I don't know. I feel like it's because I know that world more than any of them. I'll probably go with Mario.
Got you. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna go with my favorite game of all time in my whole life. Because if I'm in a video game, I want action. I gotta so like you said, Mario, you're like jumping and stepping on Goombas. You got adventure, you're trying to get a princess. I
Yeah.
want like crazy, insane action. I want to be super powerful. Um, my favorite game of all time in my whole life is guys, I love this game called Prototype. It's based off of the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. It came out on Xbox 360 and it came out on the PlayStation 3. So it was a company called Radical and they took that engine and created a game called Prototype. Prototype is about a guy named Alex Mercer. He gets this I guess disease that changes his body, and he pretty much is like a biochemical weapon. And he's super powerful. I mean, he can run up buildings. He could pick up trucks and throw them. He could turn his hand into a blade and just slice people up. He could grab people, and then it's kind of crazy, but he could absorb them and become them. So he could sneak around. You could do everything in this game, and it's just the ultimate most crazy mayhem. But he could turn to a regular person as well. So if I wanted to become like all have all this power and ripping cars open and doing all this crazy stuff, I could do that. But I could also turn into anybody. I guess the bad thing is I'll absorb them, so they'll be gone. But oh well. But I could turn into anybody. I could shapeshift and be who I want and be my and then but the cool thing is I could go back to myself as well. Yeah, man, I'll be in Prototype. It'll be epic.
What are the downfalls of that? As far as like, what do you have to do to win the game? Like, what's
Um well, the bad thing was um in the end he kind of became the bad guy. So
ah
yeah, and then part two, when part two started, he was the main bad guy, and it was cool
wow.
because Alex Mercer was this white guy. He was a scientist. He got turned into this thing from this virus, right? The virus literally changed his body, but it mutated with him, right? So in the new one, Sergeant Heller is a black guy, and he's the main character in the new one. His wife and daughter got killed, and got killed by Alex Mercer, and he wanted revenge. And so he went to kill Alex Mercer, and Alex Mercer pretty much put his biochemical disease inside of him. And now everything he hated, he is. So he's spending his whole time trying to go through the game to get revenge on Alex Mercer. But in the end, Alex Mercer ended up being the bad guy. So, I mean, I guess ultimately I'll be the bad guy. But
I guess you would be. Makes sense. No, I'm joking, but okay, gotcha.
it was so
Uh,
epic. It was
yeah, that's
epic.
funny. That's funny, and that was actually funny. That was actually John Cena's original name, Prototype, in the
Yeah,
WWE
yeah,
when they
yeah.
first came out.
And OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. Yeah, before he
Yeah,
even in the
yeah,
underground developmental thing, Ohio Valley Wrestling. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. All right, cool. All right, so
Let's see what some people wrote.
go ahead, go ahead. While I get my topic up.
Oh man, we got some people. Okay.
We got a
All
lot of
right. So
comments. Yeah.
Ray said WandaVision 3 episodes was doo doo. East Mac said, "Is Breaking Bad really that good? I couldn't get through the first episode. It is good, man. It's worth it. It's worth it. Again, you got to get through the first season,
It's a season. Yeah,
but
season.
if you
Yeah,
can, I
yeah,
promise you,
yeah.
like I wasn't the person who watched it out of nowhere, right? I heard about it for years. It was like, nope, has no interest at all. What I thought I knew about it, never cared. But then when I heard it was the best show of all time, it got rated the number one show of all time. Like, that's too high of a title. I got to see. Not that I cared to watch it, but I had to see for myself. And Mike even said, no, bro, it gets good. And I mustered through the first season, and he was right. If you get through that first season, it's on, man.
Yeah, it's good knowing that going into it. Like you gotta get through the first season. I
Yeah,
think like when like with my brother Eric, when he's like, I first episode I was done. I get it. If you don't know that,
yeah.
you might check out. But if you know if you get to the first season, it's gonna
It's
make you want to keep going and get
Yep.
through it and stuff like that or
Yeah,
whatever.
if you
So
get through the first season, it's really worth it. If you like shows, it's really worth. Now, would I say it's the best? Would I agree with that?
no,
No, but I will say this: I didn't watch it live, and one of the things my wife and I said, they have probably the best season finale cliffhangers
yeah,
ever. So for me, watching it on Netflix, and I could just press play to the next season, that's not fair. But the people who watched it live, I know they was like, oh my God, I can't wait the next season, because every season ended with some what? Like, it was so crazy. But for me, I was like, okay, let's press play and see what happens. So I probably didn't get
yeah, I
the
agree with that.
feel, you know.
Yeah, I agree because you don't get that whole and then to talk about it with other people
Yep,
at work or
yep,
whatever about the season finale,
yep.
it makes it even bigger. And I kind of still, I kind of and going back, I kind of think WandaVision though should have been a binge series, not a week to week, even though I like week to
I
week
agree.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
because first of all, it's so short. I would have
Right,
been banging through it and be like, oh,
right,
you know,
exactly.
instead of like,
So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It depends on the
but
show.
to give WandaVision credit, now that you got through the again, guys, it's only the first 3 episodes of WandaVision. Again, just like Cyborg said, Ray the Game of Cyborg, Ray Sherrod said. The first 3 is like, but when you get through that, bro, it's on. So I'm waiting for the next episode. I'm like, you know, so that's cool. They only dragged out the first 3, you know what I'm saying? But the setup,
Yeah,
like you said, the setup is great. Um,
yeah.
Let's see. So that was E. Ray said never watched Breaking Bad. Spectre said that's crazy that they do that now. They do use dogs to detect cancer as well too. I didn't even realize that. Um,
Hmm.
let's see. And Mike, that's you.
Yeah, keep
Um,
watching.
yep. E said I got y'all. I'll try this week. And oh, E Money. Oh, he's doing Anthem. Wow. Oh, E, I didn't think of that.
What's that about?
Anthem is epic, bro. Anthem is like my favorite game of like the last couple years. Anthem is the game where it's kind of like post-apocalyptic. Everybody's in this city, but and big walls, and you're not really supposed to go out the city. But the people, they're called he helped me out here, but you get in a big robot suit like Iron Man called a Javelin, and you get into
Mm.
your suit. Bro, it's Iron Man. You get into the suit, close up. They got a small one which is really fast called a Interceptor. They got your regular Iron, look like Iron Man. That's the Ranger. They got the big one, look like the Hulkbuster called the Colossus, and they
Oh
got
wow.
one that's called the Storm. It's damn near Magneto. He like could levitate and
Mm.
and use magic or whatever. But anyway, these people they get in the suits so they could go out and pretty much rescue people who walked out of the walls, stop the bad guys that's trying to come and take over. It's called Fort Tarsus. Everything that's inside of Fort Tarsus. It's epic. I mean, reason why I liked Avengers game so much, or thought I would, is because I never, and you can quote me, there's never, ever, ever in the history of video games been a game to do what Anthem did. Anthem made flying in multiplayer. Like there's a lot of games where you could fly around, but it was the first game that you could just run on the ground and jump in the air in a robot mech and fly around with your friends and fight enemies. And that game, that was amazing. And when Avengers was coming out, the video, Iron Man looked like it was flying that good, and I was like, please God, let them steal what Avengers did, what Anthem did. And to Avengers credit, they did it better. So they
Oh
even
wow.
went above and beyond. Like you could stop and then like with Iron Man a hover, but then lower yourself and go up and then you feel like you're Iron Man. So but yeah, that's a good one, E. That is a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
What else we got? Yeah,
Uh,
Spectre said, yes, I love that game. Spectre said Heller was one grumpy dude. Yeah, he's talking about the in
Anthem.
yeah, in Prototype.
Oh, okay.
The black dude who lost his family. I mean, he lost his wife and kid. So that's why he was always on edge. Um, let's see what Eastmax said. Forza E, you can race fast cars, crash the cars, and not die, make money and live in a mansion. You can't argue with that one. Spectre said Prototype 1 story was crazy. It blew my mind when I found out that the virus, a clone, the real Alex, even taken his memory thinking he is Alex. Yeah, that was. And Ray said, I agree with Anthony. And E said, WandaVision is good and a mystery. And E said,
Facts.
facts. And, yeah. Um,
Okay.
good stuff. So that was Bevy Bev's question. Mike, what you got for me, brother?
All right, so the last one I got. So now we got to get to our, sometimes we got to get personal on this show, which I
Yes,
love and
sir.
stuff like
Yes,
that.
sir.
So, and I always try to keep the show present to what's going on presently and stuff like that. And as we know, next week is Valentine's Day, February 14th,
That's
right?
right.
So we've talked about New Year's on our show. If you guys want to go back, we talked about Christmas and Ant being a Grinch. We've talked about
Birthdays.
Thanksgiving, birthdays, all of it. So, and now we're up to Valentine's Day. So we're moving forward. So Valentine's Day. This is kind of it has several parts to it. You can answer whatever parts you want to answer, but I know how to really word it, so I just put it as different questions. But I'm gonna go right into it, guys, and for everybody else too. So, what would you say was your best and worst Valentine's Day?
Okay.
What was the best gift you ever gave or received?
All right, so I am really bad when it comes to receiving stuff. I feel like even to this day, I got everything I want. I mean, my wife has the hardest time with Christmas, birthdays. If I want something, I go and buy it. Like I really don't want for anything. Like so, she's always trying to figure out, like, man, what do I get him? So I'm gonna go more on the best gift I gave, and
The best time you
and
had
the best
or
time I
worst time?
had. So
Okay.
guys, my life is on YouTube. If you didn't know, my channel is called Now Your Mama Knows. Is everything channel, and literally my life is on YouTube. Like the last 10 years, I started my channel and I've been vlogging. I've recorded every birthday in 10 years. I've recorded my kids' birthdays, Valentine's Day, New Year's, it's on there. So one of the coolest things I did, which was probably 3 or 4 years ago, my wife, what I surprised her for, I surprised her and told her to drive my car. I got in the seat and I recorded her. She had no clue where she was going as I gave her the directions. And as she's driving and I'm recording her because I want to see the look on her face, she's like, where are we going? I was like, just keep driving. I'm telling you where to go. And we pull up and I get to capture the look on her face. You guys don't see what she's seeing, but you see her face. And I turned the camera and I took her to a gun range on Valentine's Day because we always was talking. I talked how I went to gun range one time in my life and I didn't like it. And she was always like, oh man, I love to shoot a gun. And when it got close to Valentine's Day, I was somewhere and I think it was a comic book store and a guy was talking about going to the gun range, whatever. And I was like, and I'm always the surprise guy. I'm always trying to surprise my wife, come up with something, catch her off guard. And I was like, this would be crazy. She'll never expect it. So I hired an instructor. I had everything planned. We get there, we go inside. I got the instructor. He teaches how to shoot a revolver and how to shoot a 22. And so we had like the real bang and then we had the boom boom, right? And so she loved it. After that, we went to dinner. I took her to dinner, the movies, and we went to a strip club at the end of the night. So it
Okay.
was it was a pretty cool day. We had a lot of fun. We ate. We went to the movies. Can't remember what movie I seen. I would have to watch the video back. And we ended the night going to a strip club. It was hilarious. But it was an epic day. It was cool. I'll never forget it.
So that was the best gift you've ever given, you think, your entire life?
Um, I mean, I think because it was a really good surprise. I'm sure I would have to think hard, but I think it was the gifts that keep giving because she want to go again, and even when COVID happened, at first they were saying you would have to buy your own gun because right now they don't want to
Yeah.
rent the guns,
Yep,
and
yep,
she
yep.
was
It happened to me. I tried to go. It happened when I
yeah
went over to the place. They told me that. I was so mad. Yeah.
yeah, and she was even thinking like maybe I was like no, you're not getting the gun. So I mean, was it the best gift? It probably rivaled. It was a good surprise. You know, she loved it. It was something she wanted to do, and I think the reason why it was the best gift is because she had like who's going to the gun range on Valentine's Day unless you're probably like a country you live in the countries and that's what y'all do. But
Facts.
yeah. So
Uh,
and wait guys, you can answer this too if you like.
yeah. I hope you guys do answer this stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, was that the best time you've had and whatnot? I'm gonna ask follow up questions, of course, but
Right.
yeah.
Um.
Has anybody planned a time, not maybe a gift, but a time for you at all for that day? So,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had an ex-girlfriend who she had a hotel and everything, and but I'm bad with gifts. She took me to a hotel. It was really cool. She had flowers and everything, and she got me a watch. And I was a little annoyed because I didn't like the watch, and it kind of messed up the whole time. She was
that's
mad,
hilarious, bro.
bro.
Okay,
I'm a straight shooter, man. Like
you
I'm
are,
not.
you are,
I
you are. You're
can't
a
help
straight
it.
shooter,
So and she was
bro.
so mad, and I ruined the time. I should have told her the next day. We should have just enjoyed it and
Yeah,
just
right.
But she had a little bathtub and the flowers and Epsom salt or whatever, the exfoliating skin rubbing stuff and all this whole big thing. And I was a little like,
What was wrong with the watch?
I'm weird, bro. So here's a perfect example. Christmas, my wife got me a bracelet. Here's me, right? My color schemes, you probably can't really see it, but I like
Black and silver.
stainless steel. I used to wear
Okay.
silver, but I got allergic to silver. So now I wear
Okay.
stainless steel and black. My
Okay.
watch, stainless steel and black. My necklace, stainless steel. I have a certain something and that I like, and what she got me didn't go in the color scheme and I didn't like it. It was a nice watch, but I have I'm with stuff like that. Like when my wife she bought me a bracelet after Christmas, we went back to K Jewelers, returned the bracelet because and she tried. She knows the what I like, but when I looked at it, it was too thin. It just was. I'm particular, man, and I'm not
Oh
gonna
my
wear
god.
something I don't like. I'm not
Wait, wait,
gonna
wait, wait,
shame.
wait. Let's back up. You know me, bro. So wait, did you say to her that night, like, to say my colors, like, or like,
Well,
what you got?
yeah, bro, when you talking about the ex
Yeah,
girlfriend?
yeah.
Yeah, we was in the hotel room. She pulled it, had the watch sitting out. I was like, oh man, that's cool. I was like, listen, this ain't it. Like, I, my watch I got now, I like better. It's not. I don't like it. And she was pissed, yo.
I'm sure she was, bro. You could have said nothing, whatever. Like, it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I've had several watches I've never worn. I just take it and move on and stuff like that. But I know you're very
Because I
transparent and
feel
stuff.
like, listen, if you want me to, like, number one, I feel like you probably gonna want to see me wear it. I ain't wearing it. I'm just not. It's not. It's not my. And
I
I feel
told
like,
you,
mhm.
like in that
One
video.
last thing. I'm a
Yeah,
weird guy too. I always like to have one of something, right? I don't like to have a bunch of watches. Like I'm the replace guy. Like bro, I gave the Goodwill like a bunch of watches, but that was watches from like the late '90s when I worked at Sears. Like once I got a new watch, the other watch was put the bed, put in the case to the side, and so that's just I don't like to be like, oh, today I'm wearing this chain, and today I'm wearing this bracelet. Nah, just this is what I'm rocking with.
bro. I knew that about you, especially on your Christmas video when
Mhm.
Sandy got you on the airplane. I told you that's so funny. She's like, "Is this your best gift ever?" And you're like, "I don't know." It's so funny.
I couldn't lie to. I was like, and like I let my brain stop. It was like, bro,
You did.
don't tell that lie. Like you can see, like.
If you watch the video, bro, you literally stop and pause. It's so funny, bro. I'm like, yo, you're like, why did you ask me that? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
like,
oh man, it's so crazy. I should have just been quick, like, yeah, but you would have tell though. It would
right.
have
That's
been
what I'm
worse. It would have been worse. You'd be like, yo, he's lying. So I'd rather be like, oh, that ain't it.
saying. but she knows you, so I'm sure she was okay with it.
Yeah,
But it's just
yeah.
funny. But all right. Well, anyway, that was a great story. A couple stories. For me, man, because I always got to answer my own questions.
Yeah, man.
Wow, man, it's crazy. It's been a lot of different Valentine's Days, stuff like that. My worst. So I'm gonna go with the worst,
Okay,
actually,
all right,
like
cool.
that. So since you went best, I'm gonna go worst. So I remember I was it was with my daughter's mother many years ago, but my daughter wasn't born yet, and she's 12, so that tells you how long ago it was, or whatever, like that. So, I was with her mother, and I had we had this hotel room for the whole weekend. And Valentine's Day, I mean, not this year because of COVID, but Valentine's Day always fell on the same weekend as like the NBA All-Star weekend.
Okay.
So you got like the slam dunk contest, you got like the whole, all the stuff or whatever. You know about it even, I'm sure, or whatever. The and the festivities, stuff like that. So I had a nice little room that we had for the weekend, but everything that we had, the kitchen, like the big room and stuff like that, or whatever. Because again, I'm a sports fan, as you know, so I don't want to miss my All-Star weekend, but it's also Valentine's weekend. So I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, right? You know what I mean? So I got her there with me and stuff, and we're trying to enjoy the time, but then certain times the festivities come on, so I'm like, all right, you ready to watch this, stuff like that? She's like, cool, yeah. So but okay, I'm sorry, before we got there, because I'm very, very transparent too, I said, listen, you know what I mean, I know it's Valentine's weekend, so I do want to spend time with you, but also it's All-Star weekend, I don't miss this stuff right here, whatever, like that. And she was like, cool, we can watch it, all good. Like a lot of women say, yeah, turn it on, it's good. Yeah, okay. So then we get there and we're chilling, we eat something or whatever, and we go to and I'm like, yeah, it's about to come on and stuff like that. We go to put it on. We about like 10 minutes in, so she was like, I'm bored, I'm gonna watch this. And I'm like, well, it's like another whole room you can watch. He was like, it's Valentine's weekend, you're gonna spend time with me? I'm like, bro, I told you this up front. Whatever, like that. So her being the woman that I'm with or whatever like that, I said, all right, maybe I'll just miss this particular, because they have stuff on for the NBA All. It's a whole weekend. It's Friday stuff, Saturday stuff, Sunday stuff, right? So I'm like, all right, I missed the Friday night stuff. It's not that the Friday stuff not that big anyway. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'll catch the stuff later on or whatever like that. Again, this is like now before I'm gonna set the stage. This is like 2000 like 5 or 6. So everything wasn't on YouTube back then or whatever. You know what I mean? Where I can just go catch it later on or something.
Right. You missed it. You missed it.
Right. It was the rap, stuff like that or whatever. You remember that time period? It was a different time. So I said, all right, cool. Saturday come, cool day once again. Now on the Saturday, the big day. That's the slam dunk contest. That's the 3-point contest. That's like, yo, I need to see this stuff or whatever. I go to turn on, she's like, I need to trying to watch that basketball again. I was like, yo, what is happening here? Or whatever like that. But so she that became an actual argument. Like, I can't believe we here on Valentine's Day, you worry about basketball, blah, 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 this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, we've been here all day. All right, cool. But I missed the stuff or whatever. There's somehow that transition, because this was so long ago, that transition to an argument about her using my car and stuff like that to drive to like New York or Connecticut. And she was just a new licensed driver at the time. And I was like, listen, I'm all for using my car, but you had your license like a month. I'm not letting you drive my car 2 states over and stuff like that. I don't trust you like that. And then she just, I don't know what happened. She just was kind of like, well, how I'm supposed to be a woman? I can't use your car. And I don't know if she had pent up frustration from what, but bro, all of a sudden it turned into a real crazy argument. And then she tried to get physical with me. This is on Valentine's weekend though. Let's be clear. That's why it's the worst. whatever like that. All right. So she actually tried to get physical, and she swung on me. I slipped it, right? She spent like a spin, and wound up hitting her head on the corner of the door, and wound up with a big knot in her forehead, or whatever, right? So now that's crazy. So now I'm trying to console her, put ice on her head. It's still Valentine's Day weekend. I missed everything from the NBA weekend at the time. We arguing. Now I'm worried about if she go home. Somebody think I really beat her up. When really, I didn't touch her literally at all and stuff like that. It became the worst. So this is Saturday. We're supposed to leave Sunday. She was like, you know what? I just want to go home or whatever like that. So I wound up having to take her home. That was my Valentine's Day weekend and whatnot.
Bro, what did you do? Did somebody get somebody curse you or something?
I know, right? I don't know what happened, bro.
Damn. But y'all still stay together. I guess y'all work through it though. But
for a little bit, but you know what's crazy? That was the preliminary, like we had, of course, like little debates or whatever, like
Right.
back and forth. But that was the first real argument weekend,
Wow.
and that was kind of the one I should be like, yo, this girl kind of should have left her alone, stuff
Yep.
like that, whatever, like right there. But and it happened on Valentine's Day weekend, the first real argument, and we yeah, for a couple of years, we had my daughter, whatever. But the writing was on the wall. She wasn't going to be it and stuff like that. But I should have learned from that weekend to leave her alone right then and there and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my Valentine's Day weekend.
Wow. So, guys, if you want to give a quick story, if you could write it and it's not too long, well, YouTube don't let you write too much anyway. But
No.
if y'all guys want to give a quick story, you can. Let me get into these comments. That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro. That's
True
crazy.
story.
That was
True
worse than
story.
my Valentine's Day. The one girl being mad at me because you know your whole
Right.
weekend, and then you didn't even get to really watch what you wanted to watch. Like I said, she
Oh,
got pissed and left. You was like, well, turn on.
but I had to take her home and stuff
Right,
like that. Then
right.
I'm worried because she got a concussion because how hard she hit her head and stuff like that. It was like so bad.
Damn.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see where we're at. My kids are shaking my head. Anthony, Mr. Urban World is in the building. Where you been
Mr.
at,
Urban
man?
Well, shots out finally.
Right?
Finally.
Hey, Mike, tell him he got one job.
One job, Mr. Urban Well. You've been talking about it for weeks and we live, so we want to speak to you every week on here.
Oh man. He said get a bracelet that fits. This guy. Um, I did take I mean, this is how it fits. But
This is a
anyway,
small guy. It is what it is.
here's what it is. This is matter of fact, you know what's crazy? This is Russell Simmons jewelry. So he don't make it anymore. He had a line with K Jewelers and his jewelry went out of business. So this is
Wow.
like so I can't even like get it fixed or anything. So it's like cool that, you know.
Hey,
Anyways, his Spectre said LOL dang. He said, what kind of watch was it? I don't remember. I used to be big into Bolova, so maybe it could have been one of those.
I love Bolivar. Yeah,
Yeah, that was my
I
thing
got
back in
one.
the day.
I actually got a gift from a
Mhm.
girl of a Bolivar watch actually one
Yeah.
year. It's funny. I had the one with the diamonds as the
Okay.
on
Yeah,
the
around the
numbers.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, was the same girl? Was her name? Nah.
Nah. But it was stainless steel and black though. Actually, that's great.
She might have
That's
gave it
good.
to you. Said the hell with it.
I like that scheme too when it comes to watches and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's a good look, man.
Yeah.
Um, so Spectre's laughing. Miss Irmo said, I'm in the parking lot waiting on my Chinese food. This guy always eating, man. So I don't know what the topic is about. Um, let's see. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. So you was talking about our worst or best
Hmm.
Valentine's Day. Spectre said, "Oh, he answered it for him. Thanks." All right. And Ray said, "Great show. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate it, man, for you tuning in." All right. So is
It's
this
about to
one?
get better though. It's about to get better. We're up to our book of questions and our versus questions.
Yeah. So explain that to him, Mike, as I pull up my book of questions.
All right, so as we get past our topic, guys, we also do we like to throw a little extra in there. So if you've watched Anthony Sandy and Anthony Show, you've seen these before, but it's called the Book of Questions, where I will pick two numbers from the Book of Questions, and he'll give me the question, and I will answer it. And then I have what's called versus questions. So it's one thing versus another, kind of like a would you rather, and in some cases, but and I do two of those, and he answers those, and I answer two sometimes or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, and you guys can answer him as well. Please do. We love to hear it, and we're all set up for that. So you're good? You ready to go?
Yeah. Also, guys, everybody who's watching, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I mean, I've been saying this for a while. This is my best show. I mean, Mike and I, what we put on, the stuff we answer, our topics, our back and forth. Sometimes when we disagree, but we both give really good information. We go into our lives, and I think this show is very entertaining and is very informative as well. So definitely make sure you subscribe. I say that. But all right, Mike. Pick a number between 1 and 217.
I'm gonna go with 202.
All right, 202, the man says. Got me going deep in the book.
Yeah, gotta switch it up sometimes.
Gotta switch it up. All right, so 202. Okay, I like it when it's a lot. Let me turn my thing this way. All right, so 202 said, would you be willing to commit perjury for a close friend? For example, might you testify that he was driving carefully when he hit a pedestrian, even though he had been joking around and not paying attention?
I mean, I would definitely. I mean, if the pedestrian didn't die, yeah, I would definitely do that for a close friend. You know, depending on how close they are, obviously, and
Right.
stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I'm a loyal person, bro. I'm big on friendship, loyalty, friendship. I mean, family. I meant to say. So, like, I'm the type of person like I'm gonna stand by you. You know, I'll keep your secrets for a very, very
Absolutely.
long time. I'll, you know, I got your back and stuff like that. You know, like I said, if it's not something like you know, you done kill someone or something like that, but anything else, man, I'll do it for you for a straight face. You know what I mean? Because if I feel like you're that close to me or
Mhm.
whatever, I grew up that way. My family's that loyal. I always tell people like my family will help me bury a body if I need them to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that type of
Right.
loyalty that we have, and I'm the same way with all my friends. Like I don't feel like that. You know, I've had friends. I don't know if you have, but I've had friends. Girlfriends called me 2, 3 in the morning, and they never even gave me a heads up. And they're
Right.
like, "Was he here with you?" He told me he was going to your house or whatever. I'm like, "Yeah, he was here for the last 4 or 5 hours. He just left a few minutes ago. I ain't even see the man in 2 days, or 3 days."
Right.
I
Right.
mean, but I'm that loyal to where like I'm not going to ever be that way. So yeah, I definitely would. How about
Yeah.
you?
Two things I'm not a friend of is prison and jail. So no. Now, like you said, as long as they didn't die. So if it's serious, I will be the one to be like, bro, listen, you messing with the wrong person. But I've definitely had like I'm the I've been the guy who been a straight edge, so don't drink, smoke or nothing. But I've definitely had some friends I was cool with and they had stuff they shouldn't have, and I'm driving like, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, we get pulled over. Listen, bro. Mm-mm. Just so you know. But yeah, I mean, I definitely kept secrets too. I definitely had boys where I vouched for them. You're like, nah, and I made sure, you know, I was good for them. But I think the cool thing is when you started off, you was like, as long as they didn't kill him, because I got you, right? But what I don't want to do is in jeopardize myself, right? So
Correct.
something I can't come back from, then I don't got you. But yeah, I
Correct.
mean, listen, if I lie for you to your girl and your girl find out I was lying, I just had to eat that. I was trying to help my boy out. But bro, if you kill somebody and was like, listen, man, help me bury the body, nah, you know, because the consequences are too steep at that point.
Yeah, yeah. If they hit a pedestrian, they his whatever broke his foot, I'll be like, bro, go tell him you broke the foot or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to jail either or
Right.
whatever like that. So why you even lying about that or whatever? You might whatever have some fines or get your license suspended for a
Right.
little bit, but you're not going to jail. So don't do that, whatever like that. But I would still lie for you on that. I'm not gonna lie to you or whatever.
I
Like, but
got
if
you.
you
Yeah.
kill, because I'm not really going to jail if you broke his foot. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
no,
but
because I
again,
was gonna say, yeah, if you bumped into him, he broke his foot. I mean, be like, man, he ran across the street, and he's
right,
like, what? No, I didn't. Like, yes, you did. But
right,
if
right,
you ran him over,
right, right, right. That's
bro, let me out. Let me out. All right, right now.
right, 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 right. That's funny you say that. All right, I'm gonna keep it simple for you. Go to 203. Go to the next one or
Oh, that's
whatever.
what's up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 203 said, relative to the population at large, how do you rate your physical attractiveness, your intelligence, your personality?
Um.
That's crazy. It's
Wait, say it one
interesting.
more time for me.
It says relative to the population at large. So pretty much the general population.
Right.
How do you rate your physical attractiveness? How do you rate your intelligence? How do you rate your personality? So let's say you could do a 1 to
I
10
got it.
scale. Right.
I
Okay,
got
you
it.
got it.
Okay. I mean, it's hard because I don't know how the general population rates theirs, but I guess from what I perceive,
Right,
uh,
right.
I would give my personality a 10, yo. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I think I'm just a bundle of joy, a lot of fun. I think I'm
Right.
funny. I think I'm charming, all that good stuff, whatever like that. My intelligence, I mean, I'm not gonna put myself because they're figuring, I mean, okay, they're not talking about rocket science, like a
Right,
general
right. It said
population is.
relative to the population at large. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I would say at least 8, and that's me,
Okay.
being as humble
Being
as I can.
modest,
But
yeah.
yeah, but I would say at least 8. I think I'm pretty intelligent, stuff like that. How about you? What was that?
Well, and then the first one was physical attractiveness.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Mhm.
Oh, I feel like I'm on Kevin, what you call the show?
Oh
Samuels.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, for that, I mean, based off of the, so I'm gonna base that off
Right.
of what women tell me and the amount of women I've been able to get in my life or whatever.
Gotcha.
I don't know, or whatever like that. So based off of those numbers alone, I would say at least a 7. Me
Okay.
personally, this again,
Gotcha.
maybe or whatnot.
Gotcha. Swag is part of it, man.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I'm definitely gonna say my personality. Also, I gotta go off of. I go off the general perception. I also do kind of what you did off of me also with the general public making friends or getting ladies or whatever. But I think my personality is definitely high up there. I'm gonna give me a 9 in personality. Definitely gonna. I mean, I have my quirkiness. I get defensive, stuff like that. But I'm gonna give me a 9. Um, Intelligence. I don't know. I'm gonna give me a 6. I don't think I'm the smartest dude, but I think I'm sharp. But I don't think in straight up intelligence, like I'm a bad speller. Like there's certain stuff I'm definitely gonna drop myself. Now, I think intellect is built up of a lot of different things. And so I'm not going to go lower than a 6 because I think I'm pretty clever. I think I come up with some pretty good stuff and pretty fast. And, so I'll give myself a 6. And attractiveness, when I was younger, my idol was Jean-Claude Van Damme. And man, I wanted to be that dude so bad. So my uncle Al, at 14 years old, he came over and I started to work out with him. So I was super into working out because I was short. So I was like, I wanted to, work out, but I was real skinny. And I just kept working out and learned stuff about working out. So I got a lot of girls because of I was in shape. Um, so I mean, I'm gonna give myself an 8. I mean, I'm short, so a lot of girls don't like short guys either. So I'm gonna give myself an 8.
Okay.
In
Hey,
my
hey, listen.
in my travels,
Nothing wrong with that confidence.
Yeah,
Something
man.
like that. Yeah. That's what it is. Okay. All right. Let's the travels is all I got to do with it because you can think what you want to, but like you
Right.
said, the numbers don't lie. The amount of women I've been with or
Right.
whatever.
I mean,
Like,
listen. That's why one of them questions I ain't answering to my wife because we was doing a question thing, and it was like, oh, I think it was book of questions, like how many people you slept with. Man, I ain't answering that.
Was she upset you didn't answer it?
Nah, she just laughed it off.
She's left
But my
out.
friend Frank and Nikki, they kept saying that you ain't gonna answer a question. You ain't got a question. No, I ain't answering that question.
Was that on your show?
No, that was we was at their house and we was playing like a
Oh,
game
okay.
at their house. Yeah,
Okay, got you.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't answer that question either, so I don't blame
Nah,
you or whatever. Only KG does. Shouts out to him
yeah.
from Promoting Charm. All right, so moving on to my versus question. So I
Yes,
kind
sir.
of I
Oh,
kind
hold on, real
of
quick. Let's see if anybody had anything to say before we go to
go
the
ahead.
verses.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Urban got something to say for everything, so I see his
A
name
lot.
up. Yeah. All right. So, um, he said next live he'll be on time. He said it's 8 degrees, so getting food that lasts all day. Oh, he said -8 degrees. Damn.
Mm.
Sorry to hear that. He said, "LOL, what is this? The Sandy slash Ant show, LOL." And he says, we're going to put down those old horses you're on. All right, so he didn't add any benefit to the show whatsoever. But all right, go ahead, Mike.
All right, so versus, I'm up to 17 I got for you this week. I
Okay.
cleaned them up, but the ones you already said before, picked before. So 1 through 17,
Okay.
it's this versus that. Please, guys, in the chat, please answer if you can. So what do you got? What number do you pick?
All right, so typically for the last like 8 shows, I've been picking number 9 to start with, but today I'm gonna go with number 5.
Wow. Number 5 has been sitting here forever because you never picked it or whatever.
Okay.
So, and it's so crazy. Always goes back. So, Mr. Urban was out getting Chinese food, and this is part of this topic. So,
Wow.
it's a simple one: Mexican food versus Chinese food. Which one would you pick? You can answer in the chat, guys, please, as well. So,
Now, you know what's funny? We went to the movies on Friday,
what
and
Chipotle?
huh? Yeah,
And
on the way
Chipotle,
home we went to Chipotle. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sandy posted it, so I know.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. I was thinking like I ain't make a video of that. I'm a video person. She's a picture person. So in my
Right.
head, I'm thinking like, how the hell you know? I ain't make a video. Like no. Okay. I like Mexican food. I went to Mexico for my honeymoon. Refried beans is like the love of my life. I love rice, but so Mexican food, the Spanish rice, but I love shrimp fried rice or beef fried rice, like on the Asian side. on the Chinese side. I feel like taste wise, it's something about soy sauce or whatever. I think, and it's simple. Here's the weird thing: I probably would eat less amount of less varieties in Chinese food than I would in Mexican food. Like, and one of my favorite places to go is on the border, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, but it's something about
Hold on. Nah, Ray, you gotta choose. He said, "Don't make me choose." Nah, Ray, you gotta choose.
gotta
Mexican food
choose,
or Chinese food?
gotta
Same thing
choose,
for everybody
gotta
else,
choose.
and same thing for everybody else in the chat. But
Yeah,
go
and
ahead.
I'm getting to it, but if it's simple, man.
Don't forget
If
about Budokan.
I and that's my favorite restaurant. And
Right,
that's Asian fusion, right?
right.
If it comes down to it, you say, hey, listen, we could go to we could go to Chinese food place, get some shrimp fried rice, or we could go to on the border and we could get the the Spanish rice with the refried beans. I'm going with Chinese. It's something about soy sauce, something about their rice, um, with the stuff in it, with the they always put like the little whatever the stuff be in there and stuff.
The stuff being there.
Well, my wife
Yeah.
always asked them to take all that stuff out, but they
Gotcha,
always
gotcha,
put
gotcha.
like they put like I don't know the little like whatever it is, the little plants or whatever is in there. But
Oh, okay.
something about soy sauce, duck sauce. That's a flavor that again I'm a weird. My palate is weird. Certain stuff I don't like. Like I don't really like meat, right? So I don't like steak. But Chinese food, like simply shrimp. I could live off shrimp fried rice or beef fried rice.
Okay, all right. That was
Like
pretty hard for you too. I like that.
it was
So.
yeah, man. Because I love refried beans. I love Spanish rice. Mexican food is awesome. Empanada, I'm not the biggest fan of tacos, but burritos are good. But that simplicity, man. I'm going with here's what I'm going with. I'm going with shrimp fried rice and General Tso's chicken. There you go. That's my meal. I'm good.
Yeah, I forgot about General Shows. Yeah, I forgot about that. Did we have that at the when we went to the mall that day at
Yeah.
the
Yes, we did.
yeah,
Yes,
the
we
food
did.
court and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that bourbon chicken. Oh man, that
Woo,
stuff be
that
slamming.
bourbon chicken stop. Stop. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because that's the two. Yeah, that's the thing. You get the bourbon chicken, the General Tso's,
Right,
shrimp fried rice, or whatever, and
right.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a wrap.
I'm gonna go, but with that being said, I'm gonna go with Mexican and
Okay.
whatnot. So because you know why? The burritos, like you said, the
Yeah.
empanadas,
Yeah.
the all of it. I'm not big huge taco fan either and stuff like that. But I love the bowls. I like sour cream. I like to put my sour
Oh,
cream.
okay. Yeah, I'm not a sour cream guy.
Yeah, the guac with the salsa, mix it all
You're a
together.
guacamole guy?
On the burrito and on the I don't like I'm not really a big fan of like just guacs and salt
Quiet.
guac and chips,
Okay.
by itself or whatever like that. But on the burrito, stuff like that, I love it. And in Chinese, I feel like I never really crave Chinese stuff like
Okay.
that. Like it's good when I have it, but I'm not like I want some Chinese food and stuff like that. So I feel like if I'm at the mall, I want that bourbon chicken. Though, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you playing, bro.
Whatever. But um, I've never been that way. I mean, I like Chinese. It's cool. Like it's funny because there's a Chinese place around the corner from I can walk to the Chinese place, and I've lived here 4 years. I can count less than one hand how many times I've been there.
Okay.
But I've been to Chipotle probably 100 times in the same time span, which is nowhere near my house. So that tells me right there, I'd rather
Right.
have Mexican than
Right.
than the
Now,
Chinese.
that was our first time going to Chipotle.
Yeah, I think she mentioned and that's
Yeah.
crazy. How and all the time?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. I'm
I've been to
surprised about that.
Pancheros once.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what did you think of Chipotle?
I thought it was good. I mean, my burrito was massive,
It
yo. Cause
is.
I like it was like twice as big as Sandy's. Cause I was like, I want lettuce. I got a lot in there. I was like beans. Like I got both different type. They had the white rice and the brown rice. I was like, I want both. They had two different type of cheeses. I want both. Like I'm just
Yeah.
yeah.
It was good.
It was good. Yeah, it was real good. Yeah, I
Okay.
got I got pork
Okay.
for my meat.
I got you. All right. Cool. And what's the eat pork stuff? That's me. But
What?
what's next for you?
All right.
What number?
Let me see if they saying anything in the chat.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
All right. All right. So Ray said I love them both. You gotta choose, bro. You gotta choose. He said, "Damn, Mexican. This was hard." Yeah, that bro. This is like the most epic question.
It's so simple but so
Yeah.
hard.
My kid said Mexican over Chinese any day. Gotta have guacamole. That's crazy. I don't like guacamole at all. It's like so bland with no taste, but whatever. Um, Spectre said I'm going with Chinese too. Mr. Urban World said, "What's up, Ray?" And he said, "My bad, on and off, not home." Now that's cool, man. You chime in when you can. Just give some substance and stop giving us BS stuff. He said, "Going back to Chinese versus Mexican, I'm going with Chinese."
Okay.
Cool.
What's your next
Next number.
choice? Yeah, next
All right,
number.
guys, this is our last question for the day. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. I am gonna go with 3. Number 3.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, it might not be for you. It's been it for a long time too. But this is a good
Okay.
verse question for the audience, regardless. If it's not for you, it's good for the audience, regardless.
Yeah.
So the question is gifts versus gift cards or whatnot. Which one are you taking?
So for me to receive or give out,
Yeah. Either
yeah.
way. Yep.
Both. I'm gonna give a gift rather than. So here's the cool thing. I'm not super big into getting gifts, but I love giving gifts. Like I love being creative and trying to come up with something that the person, wouldn't expect. I love paying attention and listening to what you want and never say it. Like I'm so big into surprises. Like bro, when I was going to propose to my wife, I told like 3 people. Like when I proposed, so many people was like, "Bro, I wasn't there." I was like, "If you told me," because I'm so afraid if I told you
Hold on,
things
hold on,
wouldn't.
hold on, hold on. Story time with Antonio. How did you propose?
This was cool. I bought the ring 2 months in ahead of time and had it in my trunk of my car, like underneath a panel, riding
Okay.
around for 2 months with an
Okay.
engagement ring in my trunk. Um,
Wow.
at the
So if
time,
your car got stolen, you'd have been mad.
yeah, bro, it was scary a lot of times. Trust me, for 2 months I'm driving like somebody better not rear-end me.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, I was big in the church at the time, so we were gonna have our Good Fridays thing. And at the time I was like a speaker, not a speaker, but I was the announcer. And so I only told my pastor, I told I didn't even tell my mom. I told my pastor, my boy who had the ring, and one other person, literally. And so, I came up, I presented all the people who was doing their things. I came up again, and at the end, I came up, and I'm like, guys, and everybody knew me for the guy that's going on and on and on talking. So I'm like, guys, and I'll hype everybody up. Guys, I'm glad you all came out to church. It's no bigger day than today. And I said some type of thing, but the greatest thing that a man could give, had the opportunity to give, is to a woman, and everybody's looking like, where is he going with this? Because nobody knew but my pastor and my boy. And I forgot who the third person was. And I walked up to Sandy and I was like, and Darren, my boy, walked up and handed me the ring. And she was like, what? And no, I had the ring in my pocket. That's what it was. So the whole time I made sure where she sat, I had the ring in the other pocket. So she's holding my hand, she wouldn't feel it. But yeah, I get on one knee, pull out the ring, and I propose. There's literally only one picture of that happening because nobody knew it was gonna happen. Because
Wow.
I was so like
So you
so
proposed in front of the whole church,
in
basically.
front of the whole church, yeah. But it
Wow.
was cool because my mom was there. Like I kept telling people, like, oh, come out to the Good Friday. Like I was selling to come to the Good Friday so hard because it was a special event. It was gonna be really great. But I wouldn't say, what I was doing because I was afraid somebody was gonna be like, "Oh, Sandy, how you doing?" Like I'm afraid somebody's gonna talk to her differently and make her
Right,
be
right.
like, "Why they act like that?" I'm one of those people where my surprise coming left field. You had no clue that it was coming. That's how I am. So I'm more into giving gifts rather than give a card. Now, if I'm not really that into you, oh, we're going to somebody that you knew from back in the day, bro, you getting a card.
And okay, and since you're not really, since you have everything, would you rather get gift cards than to get gifts? I guess you're saying if you were receiving.
Yeah, because I don't want you to waste your money on trying to get me something you think I would like and I won't like it. I do understand I'm weird, and my thing is like, yo, give me a gift card. Because then I could just buy a game, or I could just have it sitting to the side for whatever. I could go to dinner. Give me a movie gift card. Well, not now. I got the unlimited pass. Well, no, I could even buy snacks or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I prefer a gift card.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool story. For me, it depends on who it is and
Okay.
stuff like that, as everything is concerned. With like extended family members or family and stuff like that, certain family, I'm with you. Just give me a gift card
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, I can tell you a quick story. I remember my mom, well, I love her to death and whatnot, but she was like, at some point, like every year, she would get me cologne. I'm like, bro, I don't need this cologne.
Got a whole desk of clothes.
Right,
You're
right.
about
It
to
was
start your
crazy.
own cage, your own like Macy's thing.
Right. My own the mall little, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
But and then one year I remember she got me one and I hated the smell of it, stuff like that. And at that point, I opened it, sprayed it to smell it, and and I could do it, stuff like that. So just sat there, and I'm like, it probably cost her like 60, $75. I'm like, yeah, I could have did something else with this money, whatever, like
That's
that.
it.
So from then on, with people like that, I'm like, get me a gift card because like extended family and certain family, they don't take the time. They're not with you all the time. Number
Right.
one, they don't hear all the little things you throw out there that you may want or need, and they don't take the time to really like ask as much. So that now, if it's like my significant other, girlfriend, wife, whatever. No, I want a gift. I want to know you took the time and the effort and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. But anybody outside of that, just give me a gift card. I'll be much happier with that. But even choose that wisely, because I've got some gift cards at restaurants I would never go to either. So you
Right.
know what I mean. Just keep it simple. Giving though, I'm with you. I'm definitely on the gift or whatever like that. Like I like to surprise. I like to make that effort. I like the reaction. I love the
Mm-hmm.
surprise reaction, stuff like that. When I pulled it off, when I'm able to like pull off my
Yeah.
surprise and nobody knows,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So I would say, I'd rather get gifts from my significant other, but I'd rather get gift cards from people on the outside of that. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Definitely. Guys, that's our show. Let's jump into
Oh,
comments
but wait,
though.
yeah, got some comments though. Still,
All right. So let's see. Ray said gifts, and Ray said I agree with Anthony. Mr. Irwin said gifts. Nothing like opening a Turbo Man action figure for Christmas. LOL. He said even though Santa never brought me one. And Spectre said personally I default to giving gift cards since everyone has different tastes. Unless there's an item I know for a fact the giftee will like. Makes sense. He said, LOL. I wanted that Turbo Man figure when I was a kid. Loved that movie. I don't even know what y'all talking about, but
what, bro? Jingle all the way. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, Turbo Man. Come on, man. You got to be better than that. You're supposed to be a movie guy.
man, I'm
Whatever.
44 years old, bro. Um, my kid said gifts. It shows effort and that the person pays attention, especially if it's something you really wanted. Yeah. And Spectre said, yeah, when we did the first Stadia Bash, Anthony kept surprising me with the lineups. This is true.
What?
Um,
What lineups?
So the Stadia Bash was the event we did where we had every day. It was the first one was 3 hours a day. It was three different streamers. You stream for an hour, and then it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the Friday was New Year's Day, and it was 8 hours. But I call myself a diplomat. I kiss hand. I kiss babies and I shake hands. I would contact like everybody, the big streamers, small streamers. Like, listen, we're doing this bash. I'd love you to be a part of it. So I'd be like, Spectre, check the schedule. And he'll check the schedule, be like, yo, you got him? Then next day, Spectre, check the schedule. He was like, what? He's going to be a part of the bash. So it was pretty cool that I was pulling off getting all these big time streamers to be a part of the event. It's pretty
Pretty cool,
cool.
bro.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then the second bash, it was even bigger and better. And I got the second biggest Stadia streamer to be a part of the second bash. Like his stream alone for our bash that night when he was, I don't even know how many views it got now, but that night when it ended, it was like over 500 views on
Nice.
our bash. You know what I'm saying? So that
Right.
was
That's
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah. Well, that's our show, bro.
That's our
First live
show.
show. We did it. We
We
did it,
did
Joe.
it.
No.
We did it. Now we done. That's it. No more
Nah,
shows. Now it's only
nah.
bigger and better from here, guys. Don't forget, we are gonna do. Stick around. We're gonna do. It's not gonna be that long though, but we're gonna
No.
do a movie review. Now we want to do what we did before, right? Let's review it spoiler free, and then let's
Mhm.
do the spoiler discussion.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, and this is for the little things, guys. Denzel, well, Mike will tell you all the different people that's in the movies and their real names and where they grew up at and all that stuff and what high school they went to and their favorite sandwich they eat and all that. He knows all that, I want to, guys. My daughter bought me McDonald's 2 hours ago. All right,
Yeah.
you can't really see it, and it's been sitting here on the floor. So if you just give me at least 10 minutes to
All right.
throw it in the microwave, and I had my drink sitting here, which is all watered down now. Don't ask me why I didn't tell her to. I thought about it like an hour later, like, hey, could you put my drink in the fridge? But
Hey, Mr. Urban Well, he just got home. We're about to finish this show, but if you come back in 10 minutes, we're going to do our live
yep,
spoiler discussion and review for the movie The Little Things, stuff like that in about 10 minutes. So,
yep. So
but
just
thanks, guys, again for watching this show. We'll be back again live in 2 weeks at 11:30, same time, on 2 weeks from now on a Sunday. I'm not sure of the date, I guess, on that, but 21st
first.
on Sunday again. We appreciate it, and happy. Please like, comment, and subscribe as well.
Definitely. Well, with that said, guys, we are Big Mike and Little Ant. And you know what we gotta say, Mike?
I'm Big Mike.
And I'm Little Ant.
Out.
Out.